Chris Seaver.
I'm Chris Tansky.
And tonight, folks, we're gonna give you a very special video. This isn't a full episode. No. This deserves its own
It's a little nugget.
special little video. And we're gonna talk about something very near and dear to our hearts and many of the 80's kids that were out there. Maybe, you 2018 grown-ups, 40-somethings who grew up with this franchise, this property that we're about to talk about. And it was a very popular thing, film series in the 1980s.
Yeah.
Certainly for us kids and us adult children. It's very prominent and sticks out as a classic to us to this day. But we had the rare opportunity
Doesn't come often. No.
to revisit this world thanks to a group of very talented and
like-minded
yes
gentlemen.
Yes. What we're talking about, folks, is
The Karate Kid and the new series Cobra Kai.
yes. So we were lucky enough to see the first 2 episodes of Cobra Kai
A couple weeks ago, yeah.
when we attended a screening, a special theater experience.
Fathom event. I couldn't fathom what we were about to watch.
Yeah, and it was Karate Kid, the 1984 film, and the first 2 episodes of Cobra Kai.
Mm-hmm.
And what we witnessed was, in a way, a revelation.
Magical.
Now, I don't know how you were feeling during the whole production, the whole
Viewing.
your peepers seeing this for the first time. But for me, I definitely it was like, honestly, for me, it really was like seeing like a lost Karate Kid movie that just kind of picked up 30-something years later.
34? 34, yeah.
I mean, how cool, you know what I mean? And I think for me, early on,
Right from the word go, just a smile from ear to ear. It's like they tapped directly into my brain personally, and we're like, this is something you like, this is something you like. And there it is. And the minute Poison, a Poison tune came on, I was like, I'm hooked. I mean, I was already hooked already, but yeah. I didn't think they could pull this off. A lot of people were like, oh, it's going to be cheesy.
Yeah, it became very apparent early on that, like, wow, this is actually turning out to be good.
Yeah. Respectful to the franchise.
Oh, yeah.
And to the fans.
Very respectful and not, like, hitting you over the head with Easter eggs and references and whatnot. For me, all the references sort of were natural.
Yeah.
Earned.
But you had to be a fan to get them.
Oh, sure.
And that's the cool thing about it, is it was a little wink and a nod for those people. But again, it wasn't forced. It was like, oh wait, I know that line.
So we came out of those 2 episodes, I think both of us, pretty much like, this was fantastic.
Yeah. You know? Wait another.
Yeah. And it looks like they did it. So, just recently, the whole series was uploaded to the universe, and we were able to see the entire 10-episode run of the first season of Cobra Kai. Mm-hmm. If you go to YouTube Red, which is still around, folks, and you get a free trial membership, you might end up liking it, you might not, but at least you get that free trial, and you can binge those episodes ASAP.
It's only about 5 hours?
Yeah, it was 5 hours. You did it on the day
2 days. Took me 2 days to get
Okay, I did it all last night.
Nice. Beamed right into his brain.
Yeah. Out of this little 2069 world here into the real 2018 world, my wife had a game night with a bunch of friends.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, I'm going to watch Cobra Kai. So I just binged the rest, 3 to 10. And I was loving it. They did it.
Yeah. And I'm glad to see that everyone feels the same. It's 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and everyone I spoke with, they're in love with it. I mean, I was in 2018, I was in line at Lowe's, and I'm wearing a Karate Kid shirt. She was like, "Is that a Karate Kid shirt? Have you watched?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's awesome." She was like, "Oh, I'm like on episode 6. I love it." So it's
I mean, it seems to be quite popular, and on
to the point where I hope we get season 2.
I think we will.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, because I certainly hasn't seen anything like that YouTube Red produces that is like, this is must-see television for you to get a membership. I mean, I guess they had that Laser Team movie.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean...
But I think this is the thing they need to...
This seems to be hitting...
Yeah.
The quadrants, folks. It seems to be on everywhere on social media, and people seem to really be digging this thing.
And those guys are showing up on your Good Morning Americas and your
Ralph Macchio.
Yes,
Ralph Macchio and William,
Zabka.
But he'll always be Billy to me.
Billy Zabka.
Billy Zabka. But
just one of the guys.
So if you look at the behind the scenes, you look at the people who are putting this thing together, and it's a combination of Hot Tub Time Machine and the Harold and Kumar franchise.
But I feel like if we had that opportunity, we'd have, I mean, it doesn't matter what they made in the past.
No, I know.
They probably grew up in the same era as us.
They did. Their ages are the same.
Okay.
Yes, they're same ages. And I honestly, I like both of those things. There's things about both those franchises that I quite like.
I've never seen, and I actually thought of this today, that I need to catch up with Hot Tub Time Machine 2 because I wasn't digging it.
I didn't like 2 at all.
Okay.
One,
that being said, I think 1 is one of the most underrated comedies of the aughts.
I wouldn't go that far, but
I had to take friends to it. I literally saw that movie probably 4 or 5 times in theaters.
Wow.
Mind you, I worked in a movie theater. So that helped.
Yeah. I like elements of it. I don't think it's as funny as people think it's fun. People do, for me, my comedy is very it's very absurd. I love that weird, absurd, surrealist, goofy comedy. But
I love quotable.
What I loved about Hot Tub Time Machine was the subject matter.
Yes.
and
all
all
the
the
opportunity
fun things that were like, oh my god, this, that, yeah. So that was great.
And William Zabka's in it.
Yes, and I would do that in a heartbeat. What they did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. Anyway.
Oh.
And then as far as the Harold and Kumar movies, there's things about those films that I enjoy, but I don't own them. So for me, I think with knowing that these guys were behind this show,
I think everybody thought it was going to be a comedy. That's how it was originally pitched when it first came out. The news of the show first came out.
I had this I wonder how they're going to... And it is, in a way.
Funny,
There's some funny stuff. And some stuff that is right up that buffoonery alley.
Yeah.
That there's... Because some of the lines are ridiculous, and they're great though. The delivery, man,
they pull it off,
is fantastic. And I tweeted the other day, last night, as I was watching it, watching Johnny Lawrence try to maneuver his way through a modern world is hilarious.
Because he's not technically, but his mind's stuck in
the 80's, and I love that about his character. I was like, he just didn't want to let go. Yeah. His outfits,
car, his music choice,
his TV, the VCR that he had, like all that stuff. But if you notice, when he does clean up his place and get the widescreen television and everything, he's still watching Iron Eagle.
Yeah. Chappie.
But yeah, so I love that part of it. I loved how the music played a part of the show, like because they, anytime Johnny was doing something, it was all like heavy metal, like 80's hair metal, whatever. That was awesome. I love that. And then, of course, when Daniel LaRusso, most of his stuff is callback score.
Yeah, some pan flute action.
And that's awesome. It was just like the dichotomy and these personalities and what they, I loved that part of it. Yeah. And, of course, it made me kind of like get emotional and teary.
Because it's a great score.
Yeah, with all that stuff and seeing, Ralph Macchio play this character again and do those like callbacks, those emotional callbacks, and things like that. I loved it. The show, everything about the show. The kid, I even liked a lot of the kids, and I liked the main kid.
Miguel.
Up until the last couple of episodes, and that was the point. I was like, this.
That's what made it difficult. By the way, spoilers. We'll put that in the name of the episode, I'm assuming. His turn, the evolution of his character, I think was necessary, but it made it difficult because you want to root for Johnny. You want Johnny because he's the underdog in this. That's the beautiful thing is they flipped it on you. It's like funny how Daniel was the poor kid, and Johnny was the rich kid, and then they switched places for Cobra Kai, but. You wanted Johnny to win, but his students became Cobra Kai dickheads, and it's like,
yeah. But I felt for both sides.
Yeah.
I was like,
I want
all of them.
Yeah.
to come out on top, because I love.
That's the brilliance of the writing is you were able to take your emotions and put them in both camps. Because even Daniel has his moments where you're like, man, Daniel's being a dick here.
Yeah,
and then you root for Johnny, and Johnny says something. You're like, Lawrence, what do you? You can't say that.
Yeah, I don't know. So basically, folks, it's Johnny down on his luck. He's
pretty much since the kick to the face.
Yes. He's dire straits here, folks, and he decides to reopen Cobra Kai, but do it sort of his way. Do it a little less psychotic and straight up violent as his old master,
right?
Who was essentially about to kill him in the opening of Karate Kid 2.
Yeah. Which originally was filmed for part 1.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah. You can tell. But and so it's his sort of redemption, I think, to himself that I've got to pull myself out of this
funk.
Yeah. Crap trap that he's in and show not only, myself but to others that I can be somebody again. I can do
his
something.
Stepdad, he's a father in this.
And
he's lost touch with his son.
Yeah. They really make you. They really pour on how much this guy is a bum, and has gone through some real crap, and I think part of that is fun for me when you're watching that evolution of him, his arc in the show, because a lot of the comedy comes out of his down on his luck type stuff, and to still see that arrogance come through.
Yeah,
and the way
he's
and the way he talks about chicks and babes and and his car and
not doing any of those things.
His
but he's
pants.
He's still confident. That's cool.
So it's building up this. He's teaching him. He's there's something to learn for Johnny, and there's something for him to teach to others as well, and it's helping him become I guess, a better person, even though he's still kind of a dickwad.
Right.
But it's making Johnny Lawrence sort of human, and you can root for this schlub and this dickhead, this dickwad, whatever. And then on the other side of that,
you had the successful Daniel, who now owns a auto dealership, and from parlaying from him winning the tournament back-to-back years, he's just super successful. So he's almost become Johnny in some ways, like the old Johnny. I mean, he's not a bully, but the upswing in his life is pretty. It's funny too, because you knew of him as the down on his luck kid from the first couple movies there. So
yeah. I mean, they go to great lengths to show that LaRusso's life is like buttercups and dreams, and how different he is now, as opposed to when he was the Karate Kid.
But he has his share of problems too, because it's dealing with his family life.
Yeah,
he's married, his 2 kids.
His son is a turd ball. His son is a useless piece of garbage, as far as I'm concerned. I hate his son. His daughter has got moments, but like it's near the end where you're like, yes, she's gonna, because you see that like when she was younger, Daniel and her would
bond over learning karate.
Karate.
Yeah.
And you see that he's got a place in his house.
Had a place. Because it was the storage room.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that, yeah. Well, there was
he lost touch with karate,
a dojo,
if you will,
in his place, and he has, his mask, his headband there, and his trophies, and pics of he and Miyagi.
Yeah.
And
that used to be his thing with her, and now she's growing up, and he's just lost touch with his family. He's so focused on the business.
Yeah. And then here comes Johnny Lawrence,
his biggest antagonist from his youth.
And at first they show like he's really not. He's fine with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
LaRusso is just like, oh my God, Johnny,
oh man.
And it's like this. You think that it could be okay, but
he's trying to avoid him like the plague. Too.
Yeah. Johnny just has this never-ending,
Well, everywhere he turns, this is the antithesis of his horrible life. The kick to the face, and his life just went downhill after that. And everywhere he turns, from billboards to commercials on TV, he sees the main thing that ruined his life. And now he has to, tail between his legs, have to go see this guy because he needs to get his car fixed. Well, he doesn't want him to fix it, but that's where it got towed.
But it all plays out so. It's just so beautifully.
Yes.
I just the way that they weave this story together, it was just so clever and unique and fun to watch unfold. And there's moments where the two of them are like button heads, but there's also moments where it's just like, they could be okay. Yeah. If they just
sat down and talked it out.
And there are those moments, which were fantastic.
Brilliant. Yeah.
But it's just like, and Daniel's wife makes mention of this, that these 50-year-old dudes who are just like acting like children, holding this ridiculous grudge that they had when they were.
Which is what we as humans do.
I know.
If somebody wrongs you, they're dead to you, and you carry that with you.
Oh, believe me, I know.
Yeah.
I got no problem cutting people out of my life. But I just loved all of that, and as I was watching it, I was like, this is really the only way they could do this, and they somehow did it. They really pinpointed it, gave you the comedy, gave you the drama and the emotion, and it's, almost in a way for me it was like I kind of forgot about Karate Kid 2 and 3,
right?
And it was like, this is the natural sequel progression from Karate Kid 1. They do mention both 2 and 3, which is great.
And I think that's they knew they had to do a little bit of a, hey, remember this guy?
Yeah.
And I love how Part 3 is brought up, because it's if fans of the series remember the villain Terry Silver.
Yeah, over the top.
Yes, so good. But they threw that in there, and it's a hilarious scene line.
Again, there's some great comedy in it. Real, like, you know, and I didn't think this going in, where I would have those emotional moments where I'd like start to tear up.
Well, geez,
honestly, you know. And
I mean, as people know, Pat Morita, the actor who played Mr. Miyagi, passed away about 10, 15 years ago. So obviously he couldn't be a part of this, but he is shown in old footage. But there's a scene where Daniel needs his help from Mr. Miyagi, but obviously he has to go to the cemetery to receive it and just have a moment of clarity, and it's a very touching moment.
It is.
It's just, I don't know.
But there's moments like that throughout the whole show where I found myself like, man, that's pulling on the heartstrings. Well, even with Lawrence.
Some Easter eggs too, where you're just like, oh man, there's that.
Well, all that stuff was great. I mean, anytime they went to like places that were from the original, I was just like, oh.
And they went to golf and stuff, and then they played the same song that played when Daniel and Allie went on their first date.
Yeah. That scene was funny too, where they showed Johnny sitting there on the corner talking to his student about what Daniel stealing Allie. I was just laughing.
Well, you see it from his side.
And which is ridiculous. You know, this is the classic. The villains aren't the villains. They don't see themselves as villains. Yeah. You know, Daniel comes in.
That's what makes a great villain.
And steals his girlfriend, which didn't happen.
They were already broken up.
Yeah, and I mean, Johnny was a dirtbag. I mean, he was a real asshole anyway. But I thought that was funny and clever to do that and get, you know, sort of get his student on his side. Right. Like, man, you got to watch out for those LaRussos.
They're a trash fire. Yeah. But then we have that moment with Johnny and Daniel commiserating about their former flame.
Yeah, which also was funny.
Yes. For someone that hasn't stayed in touch with her, you sure do know a lot about it. Yeah. God bless Facebook.
I mean, actually, the stuff they gave Billy Zabka to do and say in this show was just hilarious. I mean, I was laughing a lot.
Well, he still lives in the 80s, so he's going with that not PC kind of speak and attitude. I mean,
it's so
the kid
funny
with the lip with the and he's just making fun of these kids. But then he builds them back up. It's this weird balancing act.
Yeah, but he's just so blunt, and he just says things that are hilarious and with attitude, and it's man, I was I was enjoying it a lot. I need to, before my membership
I'll probably get in another.
I am gonna watch another.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it again.
Yeah.
And when it comes out for Blu-ray,
let's hope so. I would like to think.
I would think they
I don't
will
know
do that.
YouTube.
I believe there is a laser team out there, so.
Oh, okay, good. So this is the thing.
Yeah, I mean Netflix does it too, you know.
True.
Although Netflix, you bare bones your stuff. Why don't you put any extra features on any of your releases? You just straight up just put the shows right on whatever and call it a day.
I think it's
No, man. We want to see that. Yeah, we want to get behind those scenes. And that's what I want to see from you, YouTube Red. When you put out Cobra Kai, and I know you will, give us those juicy bits.
Well, the soundtrack is coming out too.
Oh yeah, good. And get us the making of this show, how it truly all came together. I want to see that stuff.
I want to see some interviews with and I've caught a couple.
I did, yeah.
They dug up old footage that was never used in the original movie for the new series, different angles from the tournament. I love that close up of him getting kicked in the face. That was from the original movie that they didn't use.
I love how Daniel's mom shows up,
Oh,
and it's his mom,
it's literally the same actress.
which was so great. It just added more
Lucille.
to the
when
mythology in the show, and it was just like
the laugh and smile I had when the door opened and it was really her. I was like,
I was so pleased. So awesome to see.
I'm hoping if we get a second season, we get to see some of the old Cobra Kai guys. 'Cause I know Zabka's he's still friends with those guys in real life.
Yeah, that'll be something. That'll be
Some
something.
Dutch.
And I was waiting for somebody to do the equivalent of put him in a body bag.
Maybe
For this episode?
I think they're saving.
Yeah.
Because they know that's their money line there.
I thought it would have been that really
Yeah.
jovial mom
Yeah.
who was like so like into it. I thought she would have said something similar to
Xander
that.
Stone, I think.
Which that dude was hilarious too. Like let us
take a
a moment of silence.
See, that's the thing. They gave all these like B characters moments to shine. Like there's the one guy who's part of the committee for the tournament. Who's just trying to push like new mats.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go with blue.
These are beautiful mats,
Yeah.
and he mentions it.
Cobra Kai. What a great name for a dojo.
Yeah, there's some fun stuff, man. It's a good show, folks, and as you can see, we highly recommend it.
Yes.
I want it to continue. You know, it's similar in a way to Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yes.
Where the thought of a new movie would be very appealing and fun and man, to have that again, you know, but to see it done in the long format television storytelling style, it's way better than having the movie.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine just them giving us a Cobra Kai film when we have this now. You know, when they had a chance to really like flesh this out.
I don't think it would have worked if
Exactly.
it was just a 2-hour movie.
And
They
then
would
with
have rushed things.
Ash versus Evil Dead, it's like, well, you have like really an hour and a half to tell a much longer and more epic story as they did with Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yes. And that show to me it's everything you've ever wanted out of a. I know there's the purists that love just the pure horror aspect of it, but from part one to the Army of Darkness, I think they took everything that worked in all three of those movies, and extended it to this amazing. I love Ash vs. Evil Dead. I'm sad to see it go, but I haven't seen season 3 yet. But I've loved season 1 and 2.
So far, I'm like halfway through 3. And, you know, to be honest, I'm kind of like, man, they're literally doing the same thing over and over.
Sure, yeah. No, yeah.
So that's getting tiring. But from what I hear, the payoff to 3 is phenomenal.
Okay, cool.
And so I'm excited about that. But we're talking about Cobra Kai,
Yes.
and right now, Cobra Kai is on fire. I mean, this first season is just fantastic. And I hope we get, I would love to see 5 seasons of this show.
I want one more.
No? Just one more?
Maybe 2 more. I think it'll
What about
go
a
along in the tooth.
What about a trilogy show?
Okay.
You know? 1 to 3. 3 seasons.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Tell this story, cap it off, and there you go.
Well, after that ending.
Well, certainly after this ending, if there isn't a season 2, that's gonna blow.
That's gonna suck. That's
You're just like, what if?
Well, then if they don't they don't pick it up for season 2, at least 2, then we get the movie, so we can have closure here.
Yeah,
We thought we had closure, but now they left it open with this. I mean, this is spoiler territory, so I mean they bring back who we thought was dead, John Kreese.
Yeah.
In his Thanos moment.
Yeah.
As someone said to me.
I giggled a little bit.
Yeah. I was like, because I'm wondering how this, Cobra Kai wins the All Valley tournament. His student Miguel beats Daniel's student, who also happens to be Johnny's son.
Yes.
Didn't really get into that. I mean, he didn't cheat to win, but he's definitely taken to the dark side.
Yeah, he was a real turd bucket, for sure. But I was like, man, like I don't want Kreese in this mix because I feel like he's gonna get into Johnny's mind again and push him towards doing something he doesn't really want to do.
Right.
I don't want to see that. I get it.
No,
That's
I don't
great
want to see that
television.
ever.
It's great turmoil. Because I feel like
he's gonna have to redeem himself again.
I know, because I was like, okay, Johnny. Going forward, I think Johnny is gonna really try to work a little harder to not be that. You know, still be strong and do the things that he feels like he needs to do, but not be like this. You know, because you can clearly see that there is
regret,
crap going through his mind. Yeah. During this whole tournament, it's just
when he wins, he doesn't celebrate.
Yeah, he's just like, maybe I
just created a monster.
Yeah,
here.
I did some wrong things here. It's a cycle, man. It's just like he sees it happening again, and then on the light side of things, LaRusso's like,
I'm back, baby.
Now I'm Miyagi.
Yeah.
And man,
he's the same age.
They go to
the same age as Mr. Miyagi was when he was.
They go to Miyagi's place.
The old place is still. You see the Easter egg of the old car.
I was like, oh, man. He turns on those lights, and that's gonna be their dojo.
So he's gonna train some people, and then Johnny's got his people.
This is gonna be man. Like, give us that season 2.
Oh my god! I just had a moment of. And then I feel like Kreese is going to like take over from Johnny, and Johnny's going to be like, I can't do this anymore. And he's going to team up with Daniel, and they're going to both...
That would be great. I don't know if it's going to go that way, but it would be really cool.
It'll be like the scene in Last Jedi where like Rey and like Kylo like get back. Sorry, the Red Room.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
So that's, I mean...
Yeah.
What more can you say? I mean, it's a high recommendation. From Crept from the 80's.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Easily one. The original Karate Kids may have snuck into my favorite all time. At least 80's movies.
Oh, I mean, that first film is a classic. I mean, that's another one of those movies where, like, every week I could watch that movie.
Oh, definitely.
You know? It's so good.
Did you see it in theaters, or was that a...
Oh, no, that was a VHS thing. That was definitely, like, I probably saw it, like, a year after it had come and gone and finally ready for VHS consumption.
Wasn't it like Ghostbusters and the Karate Kid in the same weekend?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it might have been. Or was Gremlins and Ghostbusters?
84 was great.
Oh my god.
84 for me. 84 and 85 are 2 years that are just like almost unbeatable as far as media is concerned. Entertainment, TV, cartoons, movies, music.
Yeah.
Yes, there's some great stuff. 86, 87, 88,
sure.
Yes, but for me, those two, And the Karate Kid was part of that, folks.
Oh, yeah.
A cruel summer indeed.
Bananarama pancakes.
That's right. You'll get that reference, folks.
Not on the soundtrack.
I know. And I was actually waiting. I was like, when are they going to, like, there's got to be like a... portion where it's on the radio or something like that. I just expected that to like.
Are we gonna get You're the Best somehow?
Let's see,
for season 2.
Yeah, but I felt like that would have been too on the nose.
Sure.
Too jokey and too because by now, that song is just so connected and made fun of and not like
who makes fun of that?
Not in a bad way, but I mean it is a. Parodies and things like that you always see like
your montage song.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Originally supposed to be for Rocky.
Yeah. Yes.
And Sly was like, no.
It's gonna be tough.
I need a tiger.
But it's brisk. So that's it, guys. So you got your education.
Wax on, wax off.
So make sure you plug into your brain pans there and download yourself a heaping helping of Cobra Kai.
Paint the house.
the official 34-year-old sequel to the Karate Kid. So, with that being said, I'm Chris Seaver.
I'm Chris Tansky.
And now we have to sleep! Ow!
Try to be best, cause you're only a man, and a man's got to learn to take it. Try to believe